Gavin Newsom is trying to resurrect the Uniparty. Gavin loves the Uniparty. His entire plan is to say nice things about gay people, then vote to make the capitalists, himself included, more wealthy. The old-fashioned Republicans love the Uniparty. They say mean things about gay people, then vote to make the capitalists, themselves included, more wealthy. They're walking hand in hand here. That's Gavin Newsom, the governor of California, previously the mayor of San Francisco. He is fucking up right now. I'm sorry, Gavin. Listen, Gavin, listen. You're fucking up, okay? Stop it. Stop fucking up. Not good, not cool. How is he fucking up? Well, he's meeting with the worst of the worst. He met recently with Charlie Kirk on the podcast, the Gavin Newsom podcast. Episode 4 has Steve Bannon. That's a dumb thing to do. Why is it a dumb thing to do? Politics has changed. There used to be a uniparty. At the moment, we now have two parties, MAGA and the Uniparty. You've heard the Uniparty term before, spoken with derision and disgust. The Uniparty. The Uniparty. Oh my God, the Uniparty. Cenk Uygur screams about the Uniparty all the time. It's Democrats and Republicans being collegiate colleagues. They have slight differences, sure, but as long as they all stayed in power, it wasn't too much of a problem if one side won over the other. We win one vote, then you win one vote. We get 8 years as president, then you get 8 years as president. It does have problems. Those problems being ineffective governance, slow, ponderous government that was very, very resistant to change. If you voted for a left-leaning Dem during the Uniparty, they would often run to the center to shake hands with the Republicans in the name of bipartisanship. If you voted for a right-wing Republican, they would calm down the rhetoric once they're in office to make deals with the Dems. Let's look at this definition of the Uniparty. The Uniparty is a term to suggest that ostensibly separate political parties actually function as a single party. It is often used to describe the United States Republican and Democratic Party as two faces of the Uniparty. The implication of the term is that despite their public differences, the two parties operate behind closed doors as a single entity, intentionally creating social strife and dividing people between them while pursuing a single secret uniform set of actual goals. Now, it gets a little conspiratorial towards the end there, but the two parties behind closed doors work as a single entity. I kind of think that's what we had up until MAGA. I really do. I think we did have that, but it was fractured by Donald Trump. Gavin Newsom is trying to resurrect the Uniparty. He met with Charlie Kirk on his podcast, and now he's meeting with Steve Bannon. Gavin loves the Uniparty. His entire plan is to say nice things about gay people, then vote to make the capitalists, himself included, more wealthy. The old-fashioned Republicans love the Uniparty. They say mean things about gay people, then vote to make the capitalists, themselves included, more wealthy. They're walking hand in hand here. But there was a fracture back in 2016. Donald Trump fractured the Uniparty control, and that is why he has so much support. His fans may not be able to cognitively explain to you why they feel like they like him, but they know they feel that he has broken the old system. When they talk about him being a straight shooter, this is what they're describing, the breaking of the Uniparty. He's gone away from the plain Jane, generic answers, stock answers that all of the politicians use. When they complain about the deep state, that's what they're complaining about, uniparty control. The uniparty does have one benefit, though, stability. You can complain about it all you want, but it keeps things running as it is. It's a status quo machine. The goal of neocons like Mitt Romney, Ted Cruz, and George Bush was to look backward, face the past, but go nowhere. Stand still. The goal of the neoliberals, like Gavin and Obama, is to look forward, face the future, but go nowhere. Stand still. They were aligned in this. Stand completely still. Some of us will look forward. Some of us will look backward. Some of us will be blue. Some of us will be red. But eventually, we all kind of do the same thing. We all end up in the same place. Standing still. Trump has broken this stalemate, abandoned the stability, and brought with him chaos. That's what we're seeing every day now, because he is not interested in long-term stability the way the Uniparty was. The Uniparty wanted to keep things very still so they would know that tomorrow looked like today and looked like yesterday. They wanted to know what they're getting tomorrow. They're very boring. They're eating the same meal every day so they know what they get. They don't want any inconsistency. They want it to be plain every single day, know exactly what's coming. Trump, on the other hand, is doing a smash and grab. That's why we can't reason with him. He wants to take everything he can as fast as he can. He wants to steal from you. He wants to take everything we let him take. There is no negotiating with him. There's no compromise. Stop him or he will steal from you. Swipe or no swiping is the answer. Not swiper, let's negotiate how much you're allowed to swipe this fiscal quarter. It doesn't work because Donald Trump will swipe anyway. Even if you were to come to some sort of swiping arrangement with Donald Trump, he would just lie right to your face, keep swiping anyway, keep taking whatever he wants, and then come back for more later when you're not looking. So Newsom is trying to repair the fractured Uniparty. Bannon is also a swiper. He recently went to jail for lying to idiots and taking their money. That used to be illegal in this country. I know if anybody's watching from the future, or if there are any really young kids, it used to be illegal to steal from people. It's not anymore. But he is also a go-between propagandist. Steve Bannon is also a propagandist. He makes MAGA faithful feel good about what Trump is doing. If they could see what Trump is doing, they would not like it. But they have been conditioned over the past 40 years to feel like the government is rotten to the core, untrustworthy, and filled with them. The definition of them changes depending on who you're talking to at any given moment. If Bannon is talking to a group of racists, them is DEI. If he's talking to anti-Semites, then them is Jews. If he's talking to rural Kansas farmers, them is the coastal elites. It could just change anytime he wants. Gavin has walked into a very common liberal pitfall. By talking to Bannon and Charlie Kirk, you assume that they are reasonable and can be worked with. They're fascists. They cannot be negotiated with. We have, as usual, and always, because it keeps, fascism is the thing that's going on, so I have to keep pointing back to these very common fascist things that happened in the past. Here is the quote from John Paul Sartre. Never believe the anti-Semites are completely unaware of the absurdity of their replies. They know that the remarks are frivolous, open to challenge. Bannon knows his words are not serious. He knows he's lying. They know their remarks are frivolous and open to challenge. But it is their adversary who is obliged to use words responsibly, since he believes in words. Gavin is obliged to use his words responsibly. If he says something wrong or tells a lie, the liberals will be upset and the right wing will point to it as misinformation. The anti-Semites have the right to play. They even like to play with discourse by giving ridiculous reasons. They discredit the seriousness of their interlocutors. They delight in acting in bad faith, since they seek not to persuade by sound argument, but to intimidate and disconcert. Bannon, however, says something that's wrong or lies, his fans cheer. The right wing will point to it as an epic troll, or that he didn't really mean that, Why so serious, bro? Like, he's just saying things. Why are you mad, though? This happens with Trump all the time. He doesn't actually mean the thing that he said, and what he said is actually the opposite of what he actually said, and tariffs are a tax cut, and freedom is slavery, and, war is peace, really, when you think about it from Donald Trump's point of view. They don't need their words to make sense. They have feelings, and those feelings tell them everything they need to know. And the right wing owns the media anyway, so any challenge you make to them will not be covered, so it doesn't matter. Gavin is under the assumption that MAGA faithful will see this chaos that's happening in DC right now, the dysfunction that Donald Trump is causing every single day, and they will yearn for the good old days of the Uniparty. Gavin is fundamentally wrong. He misunderstands all of the MAGA faithful. He does not comprehend them. He does not get them. He does not understand how they operate. Trader Todd, you're right. Nothing more than feelings. Nothing more than feelings. MAGA faithful do not want truth. They do not want free speech. They do not want debate. They want someone to be mad at. This is all they've ever wanted, is someone to be angry at. Their lives aren't perfect, and that is someone's fault. Someone else, of course, not theirs. No, not their own. No. Somebody else's fault. Got no job? Immigrants' fault. Not making enough money at the job you do have? DEI's fault. Rent too high? Democrats' fault. Economy bad? Biden's fault. Can't pay for your kid's college? Government's fault. Dick won't stay hard? Hillary's fault. Kid wants to be LGBTQ? School's fault. Wife divorced you? Feminist's fault. All blame, all victimhood, all day. A political movement of crying babies, for crying babies, by crying babies. And they learned it from King Baby Donald Trump. They know he's a liar. They don't mind, however, because they get to vent their anger in whichever direction Trump points. They don't respect free speech. They call for protesters to be arrested and deported. They cheer when Donald Trump breaks the Constitution because the Constitution says whatever they feel like it says. Doesn't matter what's actually written there. Doesn't matter how it's been interpreted by the Supreme Court for 200 years. If we feel it, it's true. They don't respect freedom. They are terrified of freedom because sometimes freedom leads to blue-haired trans atheists. And they don't want to debate the issues or look at someone else's point of view. They want conformity that makes them feel secure. They want to dunk and meme. They want someone to be mad at for an actual or perceived problem. It doesn't have to be real. Remember the kitty litter? They were really angry about kitty litter and trans furries pooping in the kitty litter, and it wasn't real. They're very angry about it, though. It doesn't have to be real. It can be a perceived problem. Gavin Newsom cannot reach someone like that by calmly, reasonably saying true things to a propagandist, because the propagandists are telling the people whatever makes them feel good. Reality tastes like shit, and bullshit is delicious. Gavin Newsom is the closest person between these two people. And I'm not saying Gavin Newsom is perfect, but he is closer to reality than Steve Bannon. Steve Bannon peddles bullshit. Tasty, delicious bullshit. And Gavin Newsom, on the other hand, is closer to reality. So in speaking with him on March 12th, which was today, I didn't watch it. It's probably copyrighted. Maybe I'll watch it later. What he will do is give a platform to that guy's bullshit, and he will move to the right. Gavin is moving to the right. Sorry, he is. By platforming this guy, by talking to felon Steve Bannon, swiper, thief, criminal, takes from stupid people in a criminal way. He's moving to the right. He's making it seem like Steve Bannon is someone who ought to be heard out, and ought to be listened to. He's not. He's a white nationalist and he's a fascist. Those people will lie to you to get what they want, and then they will dump you. He is lying to Gavin Newsom to get fame and fortune so that he can amass more fame and more fortune, and then use that power and authority and fortune to oppress people and make his life better for him and his group. He's not to be trusted. Can't trust fascists. Sorry. That's all there is to it. There is no middle of the road with them. You cannot trust them.
I am the algorithm. Click on this video to make me happy. You wouldn't like me when I am angry.